Hello everybody, this is Jason from Outplayed, bringing you another hero spotlight. Today it's on Warlock. So Warlock is a support hero but can be played in many different ways. I do tend to play him either as solo mid, half carry, half support, or full support. So I'm going to do a build. I'll show both the builds, a little bit of both of them, but I'd recommend to someone new playing him to just simply play him as a support, because he has a lot of support role that he can take, really. His skills implement that he should be a support. So without further ado, I'm going to basically run through his skills here. So he has Fatal Bonds is his Q. Bonds several enemy units together, causing 20% of damage dealt to one of them to be felt by the others. So basically what this means, let me just put one point up in it here. Basically what this means is if we grab Doombringer over here and we bring him over. If I attack, anti-mage does single damage. If I apply this,
at my command,
it hits anti-mage for the full effect and also bounces to Doombringer for a percentage of the effect. At level 1 enemies bound, up to 3 enemies bound, but 20% of the damage is dealt from the first person, so 100% damage to anti-mage, 20% to everyone else that would be affected. Now, this is a really nice skill in team fights. Let me refresh anti-mage here. Because when you get 5 people together and you bind them, when you're focusing on the carry, obviously, you kill them, all the 20% of that damage is being, brought off to everyone else. So when you change targets, less HP on a target, easier to kill, right? It's pretty basic. It's a really good support skill. Let's look at his other skill, Shadow Ward, or Shadow Word, I should say. It's a demonic whisper. Basically, it heals a friendly unit or damages an enemy unit, and it's an over time effect. It's not instantaneous, it happens over time. So, it lasts 8 seconds, and at level 1 the damage is 10. Level 2, 20, level 3, 30, and level 4, 40. And it's 20-second cooldown. Now, the mana does go up with this. I'm not going to go over exactly how much. You should be able to look at that anyway. But, let me just show you here. Put 1 point into it. If I use it on, let's just say Doombringer, does damage. Right? Now let's hit anti-mage to hit me. Just a bit.
the path is clear.
Back him off.
Oh, yes.
Can also be used as a heal for myself. So it lasts 8 seconds, so at level 1 it actually heals for 80, and then respectively doubles on each level. So this is pretty good scaling for a skill, right? It's pretty decent. Now his last skill, besides his ultimate, is Upheaval. It's a channel, but it's an extremely strong slow. It's an AoE slow. So what it says is a powerful slowing current that grows stronger as it's channeled. Lasts up to 10 seconds, slowing enemies up to 84%. That's huge. If you pop this at the right time, you can save a lot of your teammates. Enemies are slow for 3 seconds after leaving the area. So this is what makes it good. So basically, let's put it up 1 level here. And this scales 7%, 14%, 21%, and 28%. And that is per second that they're in it. Right? So, let me show you what it looks like. When you use it, it's a channeled skill, that's what it looks like. Now it's channeled, so if you're stunned, you do stop. Or if you click anywhere else, again, stopped. So let me just, it's quite a big radius too if you're looking at that. Radius does not increase, that's base. So let me just use it here. See how quick he moves. Now watch. Every second he gets slower and slower. Until eventually, and it lasts after he's out, right?
None shall hinder me. Hear my word.
And it is an AoE, so anyone who walks in that is going to be slowed. Very good for disabling people, especially if you use it in team fights. And, everyone can't get away then. And they can't move target to target because they're too slow. Now finally his ultimate. It's Chaotic Offering. And what this does, summons a golem from the depths. It initially deals 100 damage and stuns enemy for 1 second. The golem lives for a minute and takes reduced damage from spells, has permanent immolation and flaming fist on attack. So basically, when he attacks, he gains a passive bonus called flaming fist that deals small extra bit of damage. Just standing around him, immolation actually burns people in a radius around him. So it's fantastic. Golem starts with 900 HP level 1 and goes to 1.5k level 3. Golem damage goes from 50 level 1 to 100 level 3. And the armor from 5 to 10. Now the initial damage doesn't change on summon, it's always 100. This skill does have a little bit of a long cooldown, 165 seconds. So getting a refresher orb on him, I will go through a skill build or an item build on him and a skill build, but the item build I usually do grab a refresher orb on him because, you know, dropping 2 of these is usually game changing. So let me just show you what it looks like. It has a radius, does not increase. I believe it's 600. Yep, 600. And it doesn't increase at all from each level. So let me show you. If you summon anything around it, it automatically blows up. You'll notice when he stands next to enemies, you see the damage, and when he hits enemies, he also does damage. So this is pretty good. He chases, and I have complete control over him. His skills are both passive. Read them out. Increased chance to deal extra damage to nearby units when attacking. Damage an extra 75, and it's an automatic 40%. When you level him up to level 3, it's 150. And the area around him is taking damage as well. It's 20 at level 1. With your ultimate at level 3, it's 40. Okay? So, and this skill also has a stun effect when you first bring him out. So watch. Let's just say anti-mage is moving up here, and I'm like, no. The initial stun happens. It's only a 1 second stun, but it's enough usually to let your team catch up to him. Now this is also upgradable by Scepter, so let me just bring the donkey over here, bring me my stuff. It's upgradable by Scepter. When you have your Scepter, it calls 2 golems. HP and damage are decreased by 25% though, and the bounty by 50% per golem. So now when you use it, it's double the chaos. Now this is on WTF mode, but potentially if you had a refresher orb, you could have 4 of these guys. Now I'll quickly go over a item build on him. This is the item build I use. I start with Tango and Peapot. I grab the courier and a flying courier, and I usually grab Sage Mask. These are the first items I build. You can build them in any way that you need. These are just what I start with potentially. Now if I went mid, I wouldn't, depending on like if no one else is going to get the courier. You need a courier in mid because you want to get that bottle. But you know, if no one else is going to grab it, then you have to be the one to grab it. But you're mostly going to look for some stats, so branches, you know, just anything really that's going to give you a more last hitting power. So that's what you're going to aim for if you're going mid. But I'm going to aim more on this build, which I consider to be kind of a semi-carry mid and late game, but mostly a support. So early game you're looking for robes with Magi and boots of speed and quarterstaff. Quarterstaff will give you that last bit of like hitting power again for last hits, and the robes of Magi is going to keep your mana pool up a bit. Boots of speed is pretty basic, you know. Another thing on this, guys, I don't have here, but wards. I don't put them up because they're right here. But you are support, you should be warding. It makes games. Power tread is usually what I go with on him until late game, unless I figure out boots of travel is a little bit easier for me to get around, like really late game. I'll sell them out and buy boots of travel, but really no point at any other point of the game. Voidstone is what you'll be looking for first for that mana regeneration. Mana is a pretty big thing on him, so you'll be running out more often than you'd figure. But you know, you get a couple mana regeneration items and you're down. The Scepter, very good item because, like you said, having 2 golems instead of 1, 2 is better than 1, man. So that's just how it is. Refresher Orb, it does have a long cooldown on his ultimate, 165 seconds. Refresher Orb, you know, it's better than 2 golems, but 4 golems, right? So I usually build a Refresher Orb on him. You could build a Urn of Shadows on him as well, because he is a support, but like I said, it kind of snowballs into kind of a semi-carry at the end, so I don't usually grab Burn on him. But it is very valuable on him. I have Blade Mail here just because it's more so situational, I find, right? But normally you don't get like hard focused because you have a stun and a slow and a heal for yourself. But sometimes, you know, if you get in a fight and they're finding that you're the one that's taking them down big time with all your, like, you know, fatal bonds, and you're slowing them and golem stunning, and when they're trying to get away, then they might focus you. So, and Desolator, you know, reduces armor. It's just, it's basically when you're winning, you want to win harder. Desolator. Situational items, I already explained the boost tribal. Shadow Blade is also pretty good, just for chasing purposes. I do have wards down here. I forgot I didn't even see them there, but it's not really situational. You should be using them. And Black King Bar is pretty good. Grants magic immunity, so if you're getting owned hardcore by some magic, go BKB. Right? Just how it is. Now, skill build on him. Let me see. I usually start with W, and I don't even think that's really up for negotiation. It's a heal, it's going to keep you in lane, it gives you a little bit of harass, it should be what you put up first. Then I go with Q, then I go with W, then I go with Q again. It's kind of just back and forth. So I'll start level 1, W, level 2, Q, level 3, W, level 4, Q, level 5, W, level 6, grab your ulti, level 7, W, level 8, Q, level 9, Q, level 10, E, level 11, your ulti, level 12, E, level 13, E, level 14, E, level 15, you're going to put your stat up, and level 16, you'll grab ulti, and then from 17 to 25, all stats. This is debatable. If you're going mid, you don't really have to put up W first. You can also put up a stat for a little bit more last hitting power to outpush your lane. You know, put that harass down. Then you will have to get W pretty much after that. So that is all the skills. Now I'll show you a little bit on how to use him. When you're in a team fight, the first thing you're going to want to do is drop fatal bonds. I cannot tell you how important this is. If you drop fatal bonds and then your ultimate, everyone's being hit by it, even if they're outside the radius. You're going to get the stun off, but everyone's going to get hit by it. Whoever your golem is attacking is going to be damaged as well. Everybody is going to take damage from this. Your slow is very good when you're winning the team fight and you know, or even if you're losing, you can drop it, your teammates will get away. So it's definitely a good skill to be using in team fights. Remember, it's a channel, you can't do anything else when you're using it, so it's situational. Use it when you think it's going to make a difference. And finally, Shadow Ward. It damages, it heals, it does everything. You pop it on something that you need to die, it's going to do a good amount of damage, right? That's all I can say. It is potentially a nuke. It's a damage over time nuke, so it's not a straight up, here it is, there's loads of damage. But I can't tell you how many times I've killed somebody because I use it when they start fighting and they get hit pretty hard and have to get out of the fight. I mean, after they're off screen, I get the kill. Same thing on me. If I'm getting away and I don't think I'm gonna get away, I pop it on myself, and usually I end up getting away. So these guys are only level 1, but I'm gonna have some fun with them. Boom. So that's Warlock, guys. Honestly, he's probably one of my favorite characters on my top 5 list for sure. Great support, will help you win many, many, many pub matches. So please subscribe, and if you want me to do any other heroes for Spotlight, just comment, let me know. Or you can follow me on Twitter and just message me, and, you know, I'll get around to it, right? So thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed.